There was a man by the name of Jahil McMillan. He was just going for a run, just gonna go run some errands. He was making his way towards the local dollar store. Perhaps he was gonna get some Arizona iced tea. Perhaps he was gonna get a 40. Perhaps he was gonna get himself some pickled chicken feet. Shh, I don't know. And perhaps afterwards, he was gonna make his way to church, or perhaps the local library, gain some knowledge, cultivate his mind. But no, as he was walking up to the local dollar store, there was the police officer, aiming his gun at him. Bat, 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 bat. They had dropped Jahil McMillan. They took him to the hospital. Then they transferred him to another hospital. Then they pulled him off life support. And that police officer got away with it. Do you know there was a local grand jury? And do you know what they concluded? They concluded that that police officer was innocent, that he done nothing wrong. He done nothing wrong to that poor boy. Sure, Jahil McMillan was brandishing a gun. This America, ain't it? Second Amendment right? Sure, he was with a group of other boys who were also brandishing guns. That's the Second Amendment right, ain't it? Sure, he was running towards the dollar store brandishing his firearm. Sure, he could have killed somebody. That don't mean he need to die like that. Shit. It's a damn crime what happened. Grand jury just said that that police officer is innocent. Grand jury racist. That's what I'm saying, yo. That's what I'm saying. Pure racism. So that is my parody of the mental illness that surrounds this story about an officer by the name of Kenneth Nassar who shot and killed a man by the name of Jahil McMillan. And I'm not even certain if I'm pronouncing his name right, but his last name was McMillan. You can look it up. Kenneth Nassar shot Jahil McMillan as he was running towards a store brandishing a firearm. And the reason why the police officers even located where McMillan and his gang was because there was a 911 call regarding McMillan, saying that McMillan and his friends were wearing black masks and brandishing firearms. And they were headed towards the store. And McMillan, upon seeing the police, began to run, and he tried to get into the store, and he was holding a pistol. For all the officer knew, he could have shot and killed somebody inside that store. The police's job is to protect and serve. But I'm pretty certain if Jahil McMillan shot and killed some poor innocent soul in that store, nobody would have given a damn. Because they wouldn't be able to use the story as a bludgeon to try to further diminish the power of the police. They would not be able to use the story as a weapon to undermine the police, is what I'm trying to say. And you have all these lunatics who sit around and they say things like, "Oh, abolish the police," or they'll say, "Disarm the police." That's a new one for me, but they are people who argue this, that the police should be disarmed. And they say that police should be disarmed because then if cops don't have guns, they can't shoot people. And you can here's the thing is that evil people love to use really stupid arguments. And for some reason, these really stupid arguments convince a lot of people. They persuade a lot of people. It's crazy to me. Like, oh, the death penalty is murder. Well, actually, no, it's not murder. It's an execution of someone who has done something that is worthy of death. He's a serial killer. He's a mass murderer. He's a spree killer, mass shooter, whatever. He has done something that is worthy of capital punishment. And they will sit there and say that death penalty is murder. Well, no, it's not. It's justice. It is the ultimate punishment. It is the most severe punishment for the most severe type of crime. There's an old Middle Eastern saying, a one fool throws a stone in a well, and it takes 10 wise men to get it out. Now, I prefer my own uh, altered version of the saying. I like to say one fool falls into a well and it takes 10 wise men to get him out. I like that saying better because it's more realistic. Like, okay, a rock falls into a well. I mean, yeah, I guess if the rock is big enough, you want to get it out. But nonetheless, regardless of how you want to say it, a fool does something and it takes a bunch of people to try to correct it. You have these people who come up with really stupid arguments, and then you have to explain to people why it's stupid. And it takes more explanation to say why it's stupid than it does just to say a really stupid argument. It's easier to make a dumb argument. It's easier just to make a short little statement. And for some reason that makes sense. Like, abolish the police. It's really stupid. It's very short, but for some reason a lot of people have started to, especially after George Floyd, a lot of people have been spouting this statement: abolish the police, get rid of cops. Well, if you get rid of the cops, then they can't kill people. Well, it's like, well, if you get rid of cops, then you're going to have more criminals. Police officers are like spiders. If you get rid of spiders, then you have a bunch of flies. Bottom line, you're going to have a hell of a lot more flies if you get rid of all the spiders. Sometimes you have a spider that bites somebody and kills them. That doesn't mean we should get rid of all spiders. Sometimes you have a police officer who does something bad. Doesn't mean we get rid of all cops. Doesn't mean we disarm cops, because cops are a necessary part of society's foundation. And you just hear all these dumb arguments, and people say, oh, look, just get rid of all the guns and the cops can't kill people. Okay, well, criminals are going to have guns and they're going to kill people. So what's your point? I'd rather have cops kill criminals than criminals kill innocent people. It's like saying, this is how dumb these people sound. I have a way to get rid of all rape. Here, I'm gonna get rid of all rape right now. Cut off all of men's phalluses. They can't rape. Just cut off all their phalluses, right? Force all men to go to a little guillotine, and they have to go to the guillotine, and the guillotine goes sip, and it's gone. And you've just gotten rid of all the phalluses, and that's it. No rape. Well, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. Well, of course it's crazy, but that's how dumb these people sound. That's how dumb these people sound. Can a cop do something wrong with his gun? Yes. Has it happened? I'm sure it has. But cops need guns, nonetheless. Rapist, rape. Does that mean that we cut off all of men's phalluses? No. Because men with their private parts functioning is very, very necessary for society. It's very, very necessary. Plus, we don't want it. We don't want it chopped off. But hey, if they were all chopped off, there'd be no rape. That's how stupid these people sound. Anyway, you guys just heard some theology. God bless.